So, you're ready to hire an entertainment attorney? Congratulations! That means you take yourself very seriously and your music career. That's the kind of mindset I need you guys to be in. So, what I'm going to do in this video is walk you through the things that you need to keep in mind so that you can find the best entertainment attorney for you. Hi guys, I'm Miss Krystle. I'm an entertainment attorney. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent musician. If you want to get videos just like this one to help you with your music career, whether we're talking about marketing and trademarks and copyright and tips and tricks for social media, there's so much that goes into having a successful music career, and I want to discuss it all right here. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification. Let's get into the video. Number 1, determine qualifications. Guys, I cannot say this enough. Just because an attorney has a law degree does not mean, number 1, they know what to do, or number 2, that they're going to be able to offer the kind of representation that you need, okay? So keep that in mind. Next, you need to understand that entertainment attorneys are just like anyone else in the industry, just because they're a manager, air quotes, or an agent or a record label, it doesn't mean that's the person that knows your particular genre, knows about your career, is going to be able to do anything for you. So just be a little bit critical, but just like you would with any other team member and person that you work with. Now, in addition to that, also understand that sometimes you might find someone who represented some of the biggest acts in the industry or someone that you look up to, but maybe even though someone was able to offer really good assistance back in the day, maybe they can't for you today. So what you kind of need to keep in mind is think about, number 1, can they represent you? What are their qualifications? Are they currently in the industry? Are they negotiating deals right now with labels and distribution partners and publishing companies and the kinds of companies and people that you're going to want to work with? Because they're going to have the real world experience that they can then bring to your career to benefit you. I guess another way to put it is just your entertainment attorney is going to be your mentor. And if they're not, they should be. Just like your manager, just like the most critical people on your team. They're the ones advising you what deals to take, what deals not to take. So kind of seek that out in who you decide to hire and work with as your entertainment attorney. Number 2, you want to look for an entertainment attorney that's going to care about you and that's going to care about your music career. You don't want someone who's just doing this because they're a hired gun or maybe they have a fantastic resume and so you think you're going to get a certain type of service. But the reality is you need someone who's really invested in you and your career and wanting to see you succeed. And it's not just a big game of, getting a paycheck. Here's the thing. I had a deal with one of my artists, and for me, if I made the deal go through, I got a check for 25 grand. Seemed like I would have a pretty big incentive to get that deal pushed through, but at the end of the day, I care deeply about my artists and making sure that they get a good deal so that they're set up for their music careers because I want to see my musicians succeed. So for me, I actually sat down with my artist and I told him not to take the deal because it just wasn't a good deal. But that's the kind of thing you want to look for in your attorney. Someone who is invested specifically in you and your music career because they want to see you succeed. Number 3, trust your gut. I cannot say this enough. Just remember that attorneys are hired guns, so you can terminate the relationship at any point. If it's not working out, fire your attorney. But I've had clients where, even in a particular situation, someone had come to me because she had unfortunately gotten herself into a really, really bad situation. And I say she did, but her prior attorney. And so although this particular person had all kinds of red flags during the course of the relationship and even questioned her prior counsel, the attorney just simply said, no, I'm the attorney. This is what's standard. This is what goes. But she knew something wasn't right. So unfortunately, because she relied on that advice, it ended up leading to some not so good outcomes. But this is where this goes back to trusting your gut and understanding that it's almost like a collaborative process. You're supposed to have an entertainment attorney who's going to help advise you, to mentor you, to give you business direction. And so it should be, not necessarily there's not going to be a rub at some point because look, sometimes entertainment attorneys got to give you the bad news of maybe don't take that deal and you want to anyway. That's different. What I'm saying is if you're getting some real red flags, think about it and always remember you can fire your attorney if you need to. Number 4, let's talk about attorney's fees. Now, the range of attorney's fees varies pretty widely depending on geography, so meaning where you live, and then also kind of what the standard rates are for attorneys. So where you want to kind of do some research is always, if you're just getting started, find a couple of different entertainment attorneys in your area and then just get some price quotes to see what the average pricing is, and then from there you can decide whether it makes sense to move forward. Now, entertainment attorneys have all different types of fee structures, and so sometimes we'll just do hourly rates, so you just pay for the actual time spent on a matter. For me, I offer kind of hybrids as well, so you have hourly, but you'll also do some setups that are flat fees. And so that way, even if time goes above and beyond a certain amount, the client doesn't get charged for it. So that's a good way to just manage costs for musicians who usually are not too terribly well off, and they certainly don't want to be spending all of their income on an attorney. Equally, we want to make sure that you guys are protected, and so just ask those questions ahead of time to help avoid surprises. And then when you get those rates, don't have a heart attack, it's gonna be okay. I know that attorneys can get pretty pricey, but that's why you wanna do your research and try to find someone that's gonna be competitive and be able to keep costs low for you, but not sacrificing quality. Quality is really, really important. But also make the investment. Guys, I say this in all these videos that we release once a week. It's all about investing in yourselves and your careers and setting yourself up for success. And so even if you can just hire the attorney for the last stage because you just need a final contract reviewed, make sure you pay the money that you need to, because you need to make sure that you don't get yourself into a crappy situation that now is going to take you 3 years of litigation, 4 years of litigation. That's going to be 10 times the amount you would have had to pay if you just hired the attorney up front. They would have caught those sneaky little clauses in the contract that, of course, you know, in the beginning stages of our careers, we just happen to overlook, and it can get pretty messy. So let's focus on the good stuff in our careers and leave all the messy stuff to the entertainment attorney. Just make sure you find someone that you trust, that can help keep costs down for you, and that you stay protected every step of the way. Number 5, longevity of relationship. When we say relationship, or the attorney-client relationship, we are literally saying you have a relationship with another person, and this is a person in the industry. So just like with your other contacts, you want to make sure that you cultivate that relationship, because it always can lead to additional benefits. Now, if you find your ideal attorney who's got your back, who's going to fight for, you know, the absolute best opportunity that you could possibly have, that's going to mentor you, you've really hit gold. And so because you've found now the right person, you want to stick with that person for as long as possible. And it's going to make a difference in the overall direction of your career, because now you have a mentor who's been with you for a while. So then let's kind of switch gears into talking about you as a client and kind of what the behaviors are that's going to help you to really reinforce and strengthen that relationship with your attorney. And so sometimes it can be just setting the expectations and being a good client, exercising good communication, being respectful of time. You know, so for example, don't email your attorney, you know, on Friday at 8 p.m. and ask that attorney to have something for you by the next morning. There's just some obvious things, but nonetheless, just be understanding of the fact that your attorney probably has a pretty massive caseload. So if you're an easy to work with client and your attorney really likes you and what you're doing, the attorney's probably going to invest a little bit more into you, maybe even more than some of their other clients. And maybe a new opportunity comes through where they can make an introduction for you. These things happen every day. And so if you are now in a better position because your attorney kind of has that extra little something for you because you've been a cool and comfortable and fun client to work with, well, that's never a bad thing either. Oh, and bonus tip, don't lie to your attorney and don't conveniently leave out important information regarding your matter. I don't care if it's embarrassing. I don't care if it showcases that you were a little shady in some kind of instance. Whatever it is, the whole point of your attorney is to protect you and advocate for you. The attorney can't do that if you're undermining their ability to actually know everything that's happening and to prepare for it. There's a really, really bad habit that clients have because they're embarrassed and they don't want to reveal certain details or information, but you gotta. And just remember, you have an attorney-client privilege. You hold that privilege. The attorney is not allowed to go and tell anybody else about anything you say to them, anything that happens in your case. You can because you hold the privilege, but just there's a reason that protection is in place. It's so that clients can freely discuss this stuff with their attorneys. And, you know, back to the last tip, build trust. Tell your attorney everything. All right, you guys, we just covered a whole lot in regards to you finding your entertainment attorney and some things just to keep in mind. And just at whatever point it ends up being, get an entertainment attorney to work with you and to look at your most important contracts, your record label deals, your management deals, your licensing agreements. These are the attorneys, or these are the people on your team that are going to hopefully keep you from entering into really bad deals that are going to cause you issues for years and years. And even if you don't have the money right now, I would go so far as to say, sell your TV. Do whatever it takes, because if you don't, and I see this all the time with my clients and people who call my office, they signed the deal, they didn't have anyone look at it, and so now here we are, they're locked into an agreement that is very damaging to their careers, and they could have saved themselves all of this heartache by just hiring an attorney to look in a contract for an hour. And on that note, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Don't forget, your favorite redhead is releasing new videos just like this once a week, so make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified every time a new video goes up, and I will see you guys next week. I'm Miss Krystle. Bye.